Welcome. Welcome to Spring Forest Qigong's Heart Wisdom series. This is a monthly adventure provided to and from Spring Forest Qigong practitioners who can share some thoughts or perspectives on heart wisdom from how they've done their practice, what they've learned, and then their perspective, in regards to the teachings of Master Lin. This has always been, for me, like an adventure, never knowing what is going to be spoken about. And sometimes this is great for my neck. I go, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So this is my aerobics for the day, getting my neck and my head just kind of, oh, wow, this is going to be interesting. And what more true about that is our guest for today, Misa Tsuyoshi. She has this, she's a certified instructor, and she's been practicing for quite some time. Plus, she has this just beautiful history with understanding and being connected to life in different forms. And so our topic or a title for today is the power of hope and vision in healing. And this is, again, it's kind of like not a me thing, but it's fun to hear, oh, wow, that's an incredible title. So it sparked in me, I wonder what healing is from Misa's point of view. So Misa, if you wouldn't mind, provide maybe a little introduction about yourself so people might have our listeners have a sense of who you are, and then we'll take off on our adventure. Misa.
Sure. Thank you, Master Glenn, for having me here. I'm so honored. Thank you. My name is Misa Tsuyoshi. Hello, everyone. And then thank you so much for tuning in to Heart Wisdom with Master Glenn. So I live in Wisconsin. I'm originally from Japan. So my own, cancer, healing brought me to Spring Forest Qigong in 2012. And the remarkable recovery, after the procedure and then experiencing changes in my life encouraged me to walk the path to become a Spring Forest Qigong professional. So as Master Glenn introduced me, I am a certified Spring Forest Qigong instructor, trainer, and a healer. And then I have been actively teaching level 1, 2, 3, name has changed since 2016. And then at the time I was studying Spring Forest Qigong, luckily Master Lin was still teaching level 1, 2, 3 in person. And then before the Zoom era, I was so fortunate to receive all his teachings and then meeting all the masters, Master Glenn, and then Katrina, and then Jackie, Gedu, and then Ron, and so many teachers, and then so many staffs, and then I'm so blessed. So, and then I also have been learning so much from my clients and the students also. It's always, all the time I'm learning. And I am personally, I have been helping my parents in Japan since 2016. And then also my husband had a grave health incident in 2020. So I have lots of opportunities to practice, myself, in my private life too. So throughout the challenges, I have been having Spring Forest Qigong to support me and then strengthen me. And then I'm so grateful, Master Lin and then Deborah Lin and then all those masters and the staffs to continue to support me and then help me and guide me. So, and then also I thank you, Colin, behind the scene, the screen, and then John and Jian, and then Helena, and then all the staffs in Spring Forest Qigong at Spring Forest Qigong headquarters. And then, so I'm so lucky and then honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Misa, for your beautiful understanding about the connectedness and the interrelationship of everybody. Not one person does the only thing. there's so many connections and so many different ways of looking at things, which does then uh, heighten my interest in your title. The power of hope and vision, in healing. How did you maybe settle in on those words? And then we can unpack where you're going with that. So, how did that happen? You got to have this title.
Yes, thank you. So from the about the hope, that's from based in my own healing, long time ago, decades ago. So if you allow me to share, and then I will share that story. But no, the as I became the Spring Forest Qigong healer, teacher, and then I noticed that some of my clients and students had remarkable healing experiences. I'm not comparing people to people, but some really had a remarkable experiences in short time frame while I was being the same person as a teacher and a healer. And then of course there are many different reasons. Maybe it was their time. However, I wondered why. And then two things I believe that helped were the power of hope and vision. And then when those two combined together nicely, and then the healing became faster and then powerful. Everybody has a healing. However, I noticed that one made the remarkable, healing possible. That's my understanding and belief. So that's why I chose that title.
Wow. So, what is your idea of a vision as a healer? Because it sounds like
Vision
you're
as a
saying, yeah, please.
vision as a
Your vision.
healer.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's the same as the vision of the person has. The specific bridge, everybody has a vision, I believe. So somebody may not be aware of that, but by communicating with the recipient, my student or the recipient, then I notice there is a vision, and then vision, in my opinion or in my talk, vision is the um, signs on the healing path. So at each level. So, and then, okay, let me just not share, this was not in my, idea, but no, I just had a plumber this morning. Okay. So the plumber, and then we had a little leaking pipe, waste pipe. And then, the leaking pipe brought me anxiety, concerns, right? And then when I called the plumber to come, and then I get some hope. Oh, okay, it will be fixed, right? And then, so to have my hope realize, I talk with the plumber, and then the plumber, and then I discussed, and then okay, so we are going to remove this much of waste pipe and then replace with the PVC pipe or whatever. And then so that's the it's not a, it may not be a good example, but that's the vision. Okay, so we got the concrete, clear vision, what's going to be done to fulfill the outcome or the hope. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I hear you
Yeah.
talking about not only the vision, but also then the focus. So I have the vision, and now I have the focus, and now I have the purpose for doing this and what I hope to have happen.
Mhm. Yes.
So how do you work with people who have different visions about what they'd like or what they expect to have happen?
The way I work won't change. Same way. However, depending on the hope and then depending on the person's, personality or how to um, approach the vision, and then I will just not change. But I cannot say the whole thing. Each time how I react how I do it. But the thing I do is to ask questions and then listen to that person. And then as we do, and then sometimes to encourage the person, I share my stories or I share other stories, examples, or Master Lin has mentioned something. So I just share things. So it's up to each person. And then, I try to facilitate the person's, creating vision or waking up the vision the person already has. So did I answer your question?
Yeah, so in a sense, you're not coming to talk or to work with someone with a kind of a rigid, here's what I do and here's what I'm going to do on you. You really are making a connection to find out internally what their vibration is. What are they really looking for? And finding some way to make the connection with them to say, here's what perhaps I can be of help with. So you're very adaptive in a way.
Yes, exactly. Because that's how I came to the healing, myself. So if you allow me to share my story, decades ago, that might be a good opener, I think. Is that okay,
Mhm.
Master Glenn?
Yes, beautiful.
Okay. So let me just thank you so much for help allowing me to share my story. So that's the base of the wisdom I am trying to talk. So I had at the same time I had two healers, not the Spring Qigong healer or energy healer, but who did totally different approaches. So one healer brought me hope and then facilitated my healing, while another made me face the fact or reality, but brought hopelessness. So, try to be short. So, I was in mid 20s at the time, and then I had a very, very severe eczema skin problem flare up because of the stresses in my personal life and then work. So, itchiness and then all over the body, it was really, really not looking good. And then, I could not sleep. So one person suggested that I visit the skin doctor, very, very famous dermatologist in Japan. And then I visited the office. And then at one first glance, the doctor said, "Oh my goodness, how can you go to your office? That's annoying." Wow. So I was shocked, and then I just left right away, depressed, and then no hope. So, however, that doctor gave me the opportunity to face the reality. Oh, okay, I might be annoying. So that led me to quit the job. And then when I was telling people, okay, I'm resigning, so say goodbye and then thank you. And then one person told me, oh, you should visit this acupuncture doctor. So I did. So without much hope. And then, that was my last straw. So I already thought about, okay, so what's the job for me next so that I will not meet anybody else. So anyways, I went there. And then the first time, the Dr. Yokoyama, he saw me, he said, "Oh, I can tell you have gone through a lot, so much of challenges. However, I can see in your eyes beautiful lights shining, sparkling. You will be better." So, can you imagine how much of hope or support I felt? So, that's the time I believe my healing ability got facilitated instead of feeling depressed or hopeless. So, I had a hope at that moment. So, and then the doctor explained, okay, so we are going to do this and this and this, and then you need to come to me every day. So I did, 2 hours each time, each way, every day. So, and then of course, the process was hard, releasing all the toxins and whatever I did not need came out. So no, yeah, really, really sleepless nights, and then more itchiness, and then so that was not fun, but I could go through because I had a hope And then I had a vision. Okay, I can heal, and then I can do this and that. I was almost, yeah, giving up. So, and then 2 3 years later, no one could tell from looking at my face that I had such an ordeal. So, and then that's the base of my belief that hope is the first thing I personally really need to have for healing. And then the vision. As a Spring Forest Qigong practitioner, as I learn more and more about healing, and then I started to believe that, okay, so the hope is important. At the time, I was able to activate my healing by just having hope because I didn't have any knowledge about the healing, how other things would work in healing. But now I do have the tools Master Lin has been sharing, and then knowledge and techniques. So now I add vision to make the healing even more powerful. So that's the story.
Oh, that's beautiful. Misa, it sounds like you use hope to go beyond the symptom. If the symptom is here's my difficulty, the skin or whatever it may be, that's the symptom that shows up in the body. But you take it to a higher level. That's the symptom. I hear you, make the connection, and then you rise above it with the hope. So both as a healer, you have that higher vision of hope. And then as you talk with the person that you're working with, you're also helping them to move beyond just their symptom into a higher hope and vision for their own life, whatever may happen to the symptom or not. Is that being a partner in hope is part of the healing of itself. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Master Glenn. So people are different. So I just, be fluid, go with the flow.
So, what other kind of experiences have you had in terms of connecting with people and maybe in their own
Yeah,
hopelessness?
sure. Because I went through not just the skin thing, but I went through quite a bit of life challenges. So I may not be in the same shoes, but I can feel the pain. I can feel how hard it can be, in each person's shoes. And then so I think people feel more comfortable opening up. You know, I have been feeling that way, and then because I ask questions, share stories, and then encourage the person to just be the person, and then you don't need to talk, but if you want to talk, share, and then that's my approach. But sometimes the people will just opens up and then share the stories, share what they want, share the hope, and then the steps they are thinking. So we just combine what we have and it works together. That's my way of doing healing, or helping the person to heal, because I always emphasize that each person has the healing ability, and then I am just the facilitator. I am the guide because I know how to do what to do. I'm just a guide, and then helping the recipient to activate the healing ability. Everybody has that, and then you have that. I always say you have that power, and then the reason you came to me is that you needed to learn that yourself. So yeah, so that's how I do. And then also myself is what I do myself is just to be a contagious, or have a contagious
Mhm.
hope. So because of my experiences, I have so much of hope to share, hope and energy to share. I have so much of reserve, and then okay, so I received this much of hope, so this is my turn to share hope. So just have so much of confidence because I already learned that I am not alone doing the facilitating work because I have the universal energy, I have Master Lin's energy, I have Kuan Yin's energy. So everybody is here. I'm an empty vessel. So I do not need to feel, worried or concerned or doubt. So in front of the recipient, I'm always full of confidence and then the full of hope. So take hope energy. So I just do that, and then people seem to feel it once we meet online or in person, right now online. And then she or he would say, oh, I feel such a positive energy, and then I feel I can have a hope, and of course you do. So that's the starting point. And then once the person agrees to receive the hope, I'm just pouring on that person, and then things will start to happen. That's my belief, and that's how what I have been seeing.
Misa, it's so beautiful to hear you talk. It sounds like, on two thoughts, it sounds like you make a great effort as the healer to be human. You share yourself in a way, not for bragging or not so like, oh, I got cured of this. It's not so ego driven. It's to say, actually, we're all human. We all have things going on in our lives. I'm no different than you. However, I do have some understanding that I can be of help to you. So then you're addressing people's fear. So the fear detracts from hope. Here, so in your bridge work, you're trying to say, let's reduce the fear, feel ourselves as humans. Then the second thing I hear you talking about is helping people feel empowered to have their own healing plan. Rather than you're not offering them a treatment plan, here's what I'm going to do to you. You're saying, here's all these resources that you can have in your own healing plan. Calling on the master's energy, having hope, having a vision. All these things are part of the person's healing plan. So now you have confidence in yourself. Now they have confidence in their own selves too as a healing plan, rather than giving up to the treater, to the healer. Oh no, you've empowered them now to be a part of their own healing. And then you do offer as a guide to different ways of looking and feeling and different techniques. Does that seem to be like your style?
Yes, yes. And then yeah, as I said, I always want what do you want to do as you heal, and then I was that way too. I was so concerned, focused on my symptoms or my sufferings, right? And then it did not came to me what I want to do as I healed, right? And then so I was giving up my social life, or I thought I will not be able to work in a company or among people, because that might be a little annoying to show up with that
No.
face. So but however, once the hope gets ignited, I have the hope, and then the next, once I see the healing process, and then the next one is what did I want to do next? So what do I want to do in the future when I get healed, when I'm done with this skin? And then so I asked the question, right at the first time. So what do you want to do? Just having the hope, and then just have something you want to do. And some people will answer, for example, two people answered, so I want to wake up every morning and just to see the sun. So that was a pretty difficult challenge the person had. So I want to just wake up every morning and then feel happy or smile. And then the other person said, I want to just keep my life, and then see my child grow, and then play or do things with the child, and then things like that. Just very, very, very basic, but very, very important, so that it will encourage the healing, promote the healing. So that's part of the vision I really want my recipient, or people to have. So that's how I do. And then, yeah, so just not always not say, so you have the power, so you just not forgot to do, and then you just not have the power, and then you have the vision, you have the hope, so let's work together. And then that goes easier for us, both of us, not just me.
Yeah. Mhm. So I hear you talking so beautifully, Misa, about, here people have, we all have hardships in life. We all have difficulties. We all have challenges. But I hear you speaking of that. Yeah, that's real. However, if I can give you an awareness where you can see what's going on in your life from a little higher perspective, if I can help you understand things at a different level of vision, of hope, if you can get beyond the kind of I call it a little bit of the mud of life in a way. So like you're helping people see what both the physical, the emotional, and then the spiritual element in the person's symptom. To say if you lose track of the emotions and the spiritual and just focus on the physical, it's a limited vision. So, how can I develop this healing plan that incorporates the physical, emotional, and spiritual? And it sounds like you have a beautiful way of helping people see a way of holding on to that. Otherwise, as a guide, they get lost. They've gotten lost from that purpose. And you, as a healer, are helping them to remind themselves as a guide to see a little bit higher vision of what's going on in that person's life. Hope.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. And then also one more thing to add
Please.
behind that, my belief behind that wisdom, Master Lin's teachings. So because I wish I knew that one when I was, working on my challenges. But he shared that, those emotions, fear, anxiety, and then depression,
Mhm.
sadness, those things can add more challenges to us. Now I know. At that time, I did not know. But what I have the duty of sharing what I have learned from Master Lin. So I really want my friends, recipients, and then students not to go through the same path as I had. So you have this challenge. Yes, I know that's real. However, I just want to help people to get away, or try to get away from those fear or anxiety or concerns or sadness a little bit, little by little, so that the healing will be faster, and then the complete. That's my hope. So without focusing on, oh, what do I do, what if the next test comes something. So okay, let's focus on what you want to
Mhm.
do after this. So let's do
Mhm.
it. So instead of focusing on, that's important, thinking about the symptom, what to do. However,
Right.
let's just set it aside. It's real. However, let's just focus on this thing, so that you can help your healing even better. So mm, I just have to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to Master Lin, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it is a beautiful thing that you say. It's like people do. We all get kind of caught back into the hopelessness, and you say, "Well, that's okay. That's real." However, they may contribute to. It's like calling on your master's energy. Inviting people to get a higher connection to something more powerful in their life, whatever that may be. The more I accept invitations to go lower in my life, not as healthy. So how do you find ways to lift people up or have them connect to that higher force, that higher spiritual healing energy? And it sounds like you do that with almost a direct conversation with everyone.
And then also, sometimes I may not talk this much as I'm doing.
Oh, oh,
Um, so yeah, I'm shy, but they feel it. Even online, they just feel it, because I just sending my hope energy and then love energy, healing energy, and then they feel it. I think, and then just I don't know, but no, some people told me just sitting in front of the screen, looking at each other on Zoom, and then I feel it. They say so. I think maybe I don't need to talk. I don't know.
well, oh no, I'm going to record every time you do any healing. It's beautiful to hear your words. But I think you communicate. So as a guide here to others, you're communicating by that love. It's not the knowledge that you have. That's the knowledge you have and all the studies you've had. Very important knowledge, but the knowledge is in control of you. So you do a lot more communicating that with your heart. So you let that heart lead the way, and so then people feel safer because of your loving, you can call it shyness, but your loving nature helps people relax and feel safer in order for them to what? Face themselves. They, people, I would think people feel safe enough to face what else is going on in their life because of your quietness, because of your power in a way that you wouldn't say it's power, but that love technique, so to speak, is so powerful. So that's why Master Lin talks so much about it's about love. It is about the power of love. It's not like, oh, I love you. No, it's beyond that. It's that depth of the communication. And I think maybe you can speak to that. How do you nourish your inner love? How do you stay hopeful with the way the world is functioning right now? Or when you see a number of people with really kind of a devastating, connection to life, how do you as a healer stay, or where do you go when you're faced with that?
Yeah, thank you, Glenn, Master Glenn. So, because I, I did not share this one, but no, I don't know if it's appropriate to share. When I left the, first doctor's appointment, office, depressed, because, the doctor said, oh, how could you, show up at the office and it's annoying. And then I became hopeless. And then I was taking the subway, Japanese subway, and then when the train was
Mm-hmm.
coming, so if I jump off from the platform in front of the
Yeah.
train, that might be a little
Mm-hmm.
easier for me, rather than
Yeah.
struggling with
Yeah.
this thing without any hope. So I was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, however, I did not, and then I lived many decades later, and then there are challenges, personal life and then things, and then looking back, so oh hey, I made it.
Yeah.
And then Master Lin has shared those anxieties he used to have, they did not
Mm-hmm.
turn out to be real. And then I learned that one, in my level 1 or 2 or 3 class with him. And then I have that engraved in my heart. So many of my anxiety, yeah, yeah, I do have lots of anxieties and then concerns. And then, oh, what do I do? However, just remind myself many of them will not happen. So don't worry. So and then just here I made it through all those stuffs, and then maybe some other people are having m- more much more challenges, so I'm not going to make it light, make things light. However,
Right.
personally, I made everything through. And then, when I share those stories, in personal life, I don't share this here, but people will say, "Oh, wow, how did you go through that one?" And then I
Mm-hmm.
made it through. I'm still smiling. I still have hope. I still have vision, and then I still can help others. And then that empowers me, and then that's how I do as a healer. I believe, yeah. And then so I really, and then the thing is, I don't have a sharp brain like others do, and then people can remember those knowledge, learning from Master Lin, and then I do, but sometimes it just come out from my mouth. So I'm a little, yeah, I don't know.
I think it comes out from your heart, maybe through the mouth, but you have this way really of telling people. It's almost like you don't share really like emotional stories that are tragic. You tell beautiful teaching stories about your life. Yes, I was on that brink in the subway. I was, yes, but I have learned from those experiences. And it doesn't sound like, well, if I can do it, you can do it too. No, I think your empathy and your compassion. This is difficult. Yes, you are. But however, I learned to find a way to be above some of those hardships and some of that pain. And I would like to be a guide for you as well. So I think as a healer, sharing who you are, that you don't have to be perfect, had no difficulties. It's almost like as a healer making sense a little bit of your own life and then being able to connect that with people who are struggling or have challenges.
I believe so. Yeah. And then,
So I think,
animals love me than human love me. So I think, no talking, that's fine. It will go to their hearts. So
yeah, which is, I don't want to say a healing technique, but providing that kind of calmness, that kind of connection, that kind of safety is a very alarming sensation because it brings people back to, oh, I need to also face myself and the things maybe that have contributed or influenced the symptoms. So you encourage people to really look at some of the root in their lives. And I think you do that very, gently, but truthfully, in a genuine way. You're not a con artist. You don't make false promises. Is that true about you?
I believe so. And then I try to be so.
Yeah. What way do you maintain that throughout the day or the week? How is it that you stay kind of a little bit about the world is kind of, you know, interesting lately. I mean, only for thousands of years, but right now we're experiencing interesting times. So how is it that you stay focused?
Yeah, so my focus, I feel I have been forced, or maybe I have chosen to be in a shell to grow inside,
Hmm?
because I love to be in the nature, taking care of trees and then plants and then vegetables, of course. And then I spend lots of time outside tending my gardens, and then also, of course, supporting my family.
Hmm.
So I don't have time to be in touch with all those news. So maybe that might
Hmm.
be helpful. And then I know I'm not perfect. I'm very, very, human. And then I really need to be connected with Master Lin's guidance. So I listen to his, guided meditations, and then those 7 days blessings, and then try to take as much classes or the courses when he offers, as much as I have money and time. So I
Yeah.
just continue to be connected with my master, because um, I built so much of trust and a belief in Spring Forest Qigong and in his teachings. and it has been, guiding and supporting me. So the connection with the where I am in the nature or in the human relationships, family, and then also the teachings I trust and I believe. So that keeps me current and then keep going. I hope I answered your question. And then also try to um, just um, trust. Whatever comes, need to come, will come. Whatever need to go away will go away. So I just go with the flow with everything. So sometimes, no, I feel, oh, so and so, I have not seen that person for a long time, but maybe this is the time, the next page has come. So yeah, I just go with the flow. I hope I answered your question.
Well, I just love how you really talk about the value of nourishing yourself, not just like eating good vegetables, but being in the nature, being in the place, being connected to your family. All those are nourishing qualities that I think help you have that ability to rise above some of the chaos that is going on. That you don't immerse yourself in the chaos saying, how many people can I help today? And what can I do for the world? And what can I take care? No, that you model, you have this power about because you take the time to nourish yourself and value nourishing yourself, then you are that love engine. You have that ability then to have that magnificent connection with other people because you're fully nourished. Not perfect, but nourished. So I appreciate your words, even though you say you're shy. You have the words you use are so valuable and powerful. And I'm wondering if the little bit of time we have left, if you wouldn't mind maybe guiding us in um, a meditation or a thought or two that you'd like to share with us.
Oh, I feel honored to do so, Master Glenn, and thank you so much. But you have to stop me. I can't keep going with the meditation. You have to cut me. Oh, Misa, stop it now, please.
So if you keep talking, I've already turned you off and we're gone. You'll catch on. So we'll have about maybe 10 minutes, and then or whatever time
Okay,
that you take.
sure. Okay, I will try to look at the watch clock. Thank you so much, Master Glenn. So we still have time to say goodbye, right? I do not need to worry about
Yes.
you disappearing.
Yeah. Well, I might, but that's another story.
Please don't. Okay, yeah, stop me before you go.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I feel so honored, and then yeah, a little nervous, because it's my Master Glenn in front of me, and then doing the meditation. But okay, so everybody, thank you so much for joining, and then please relax, and then close your eyes if you are comfortable, and then as you know, try to keep your spine as straight as possible, and then breathe slowly. So receive the love and hope and then healing energy from the universe. And then smile. Start my internal love engine. So as you smile, just feel how you feel in your body, in your mind, in your heart. So relax yourself again. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in and out. And then if you know Spring Forest Qigong, bring the light into your lower dantian or deep inside your navel, belly button. And then see the beautiful light, gentle light, like a candle light shining in that place. One more deep breath, and then feel how that light feels or looks. And then here, as Spring Forest Qigong practitioners, we say the password. If you don't know it, It's okay. Just connect with the divine energy, the universal energy. I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together. And I feel that energy inside of you is now connected with the universal energy, the divine energy, flowing freely. And then in this beautiful, quiet time, place, you just ask the master's energy. So we call the master's energy, but it can be your grandparents or ancestors, or your parents, or your teachers, or your God, angels, tree, anything that you have the highest respect for. And then you feel the unconditional love energy from that. And then ask that special energy for help. Ask and just trust. You are supported and guided and loved unconditionally. And then again, now observe the light in your lower dantian behind the belly button. And then see the light, it's shining beautifully. And just know your original information, or who you are, what you are, physical blueprint in that area, in that light. And because of our life experiences, they might be covered or scratched, but we are going to release what we do not need so that we can have hope and a vision. So now bring your focus in the light from your lower dantian up to your heart area. We call it middle dantian. And I feel that area right next to the bottom of your heart, warm, and then see the beautiful light. And then now I want you to use your mind to see or visualize there is a window there. And then as you smile, and then as you ask for help to the divine energy, universal energy, and then your loved one or master for help, visualize the window is now opening wider and wider. And you breathe in slowly and deeply, and then invite the beautiful light coming in from the universe, from the heaven, or your ancestors sending you the beautiful light. The light is coming into your middle dantian or heart if you choose so. And then you visualize your heart, middle dantian, full of light and love. The window is so open. So now here, I ask you to join me to visualize. As you exhale, you invite all those emotions or anxiety, concerns, worries, doubts here at the side of the window, and then change them. Hey, tell them you are now changing into butterflies or clouds, and then go back to your home because it is time for you to do so. And then see those emotions or anything you do not need, pains or aches or anything you want to release. They are now flying out of the window, going back to the universe. And then as you inhale, the beautiful light and healing energy and more visions for your healing or whatever you need is coming in through the window and then making the light in your heart even brighter, warmer. Each breath, please do that way. I will be quiet for a moment. Now, as you see the beautiful light hitting your heart, just tell yourself, I am free. I am free from what I have accumulated. They're gone now. I am ready to go back to who I am, what I am, and how I am. Because I am helped by the universal divine energy, ancestors' energy, my God's energy, my Master's energy. I am not alone. I am powerful. Now I am going back to the original self. I am free. I am powerful. I am completely healed. And in this light, you see yourself doing what you love to do, doing things you have given up, maybe. You see that, and you see yourself doing so full of joy, happiness, peacefulness, and then being content and grateful. See yourself smiling in the light, smiling with your loved ones. Feel how that feels as you have a vision, as you have the hope, and tell yourself the people, right resources, right occasions, right things will come to me. I will not be alone. I am not alone. I have trust. I have hope. I have vision. So now, bring your focus back from your heart down to your lower dantian and see the light as an energy ball spinning faster and faster clockwise, getting smaller and smaller and brighter and even more powerful. And it becomes a condensed energy pill. And you tuck it deeper into your belly, into your medicine cabinet. So you know it's there whenever you need extra energy, extra help. The powerful energy pill will be there for you. So please say thank you to the divine energy, your ancestors' energy, master's energy. And say thank you to yourself for taking your time to do that. Take 3 gentle deep breaths in and out. When you're done so, slowly open your eyes and then see your smile. And then rub your hands. Massage your face as if you are drawing a heart shape, loving heart shape. Say, I love you, dear. Now massage your ears from top to bottom, every part. Pull your earlobes down. Do this one more time. And then feel how you're feeling. And thank you so much for joining this meditation in the talk. And thank you, Master Glenn, for
Thank
having
you
me
so
here.
much, Misa, for your loving kindness and your healing words of safety and love. So, with that, hold that love and that light inside you, and then we'll leave this broadcast, but continue to nourish yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master Lin, Masters.